Breaking news on Leadership TV, I am Cynthia Onwado. There was mild drama at the National Assembly on Tuesday as security personnel barred Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan from entering the complex. A lawmaker who was suspended for 6 months by the Senate had vowed to resume legislative duties following a court ruling that ordered her reinstatement. However, when her convoy arrived at the entrance, security officials denied her access. Senator Natasha, seated in a black vehicle, was stopped alongside a car ahead of her, which carried prominent activist Aisha Yusufu. There was also an unusual security build-up at the gate of the complex, with stern-looking operatives searching cars and restricting visitors to the car park outside the parliament. No fewer than 5 police patrol vehicles were stationed at a strategic area at the entrance to the assembly complex. The heightened security comes in the wake of a threat by Akpoti-Uduaghan to return to legislative duties amid warnings from the Senate. The lawmaker, who was suspended in March, revealed over the weekend that she had formally notified the Senate of her intention to return, citing a recent court decision as her basis.
In simple terms, it's not about beating the first and second gates and barricade. It's about me and a duly elected senator walking into the chambers to resume my constituted duties as I was elected and mandated by the good people of Kogi Central and INEC. And it's unfortunate that we got in today, which is the 22nd of July, 2025, having duly notified the Senate through 2 letters that I would be resuming functions today. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed on 2 grounds. One is the number of armed policemen that we met outside, all well kitted with guns, charged at a female senator who is unarmed with her people here, patriotic Nigerians. And the second thing is the fact that the Senate, under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio, have decided to become lawbreakers and by denying me entrance into the chambers to resume my duty. There's been some conversations in the media by his own team, trying to twist the narrative that the judge did not order my reinstatement. And I'd like to clarify that. You see, pursuant to Section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, it is very clear that decisions of a court comes in 5 ways. It could be a judicial decree, it could be a sentence, it could be an order, it could be a conviction, and it could be a recommendation. So an order is just one of the 5 decisions that a judge can pronounce over any case. And mine tilts towards a recommendation. Now, you would think that a recommendation is a voluntary. That means the Senate has either they comply or they have the right not to comply. But I'd like to clarify that. Again, if you go further to the to Section 287, subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, again, it actually specifies in clear terms that decisions, that's any of these 5 decisions of any of the possible on every authority. So what that means in simple terms, whether they mention that the Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court made an order or made a sentence or made a judicial decree or a recommendation, whatever, however they want to interpret the literal words, interpretation of the words, it is still a decision of a court and it is still binding on the National Assembly. The second issue that I have seen withering around the media is that the Senate appealed the judgment. And I mentioned it, I'm saying it clearly. Hamza, can you please give me, where's Hamza? Let me have that page, please. Let me have the appeal. Let me show them the appeal. Now, this is the appeal that was initiated last week against Justice Binta Nyako's judgment. It is clear that it is not the National Assembly.
Human rights activist Aisha Yusufu, in a bid to intervene, confronted the officers stationed at the gate and challenged the order allegedly issued to block Natasha's entry. She said, National Assembly is meant to be for everyone. Why are you stopping us? We are not abiding. Mean we are cowards? She asked. The standoff quickly escalated as some supporters began chanting push while attempting to force their way in. Natasha's supporters were later seen marching towards the complex, chanting solidarity songs. Speaking with journalists, she emphasized on what she had to endure and the continuous injustice meted against her by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. This is a developing story. We'll bring you updates as it emerges. For more of our news stories, you can log on to our website, www.leadership.ng. Thanks for watching.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country.